The cold wind seeped through the cracked windows of a tiny, run-down apartment on the east side of Detroit. Inside, Ethan Miles sat quietly at a wobbly kitchen table, surrounded by unpaid bills and the echo of silence. He stared at his tool set lying in a box on the floor, his last valuable possession, worn but reliable. Those tools had built fences, repaired engines, fixed heaters, and once provided for his family. Now, they were all he had left. Across the small hallway, his two kids, 10-year-old Lucas and 7-year-old Maya, were asleep under thick blankets, having gone to bed with empty stomachs once again. Their mother, Sarah, had died of a sudden illness 3 years ago, and since then, Ethan had done everything he could to hold their small family together. Odd jobs came and went. Nothing lasted. His savings were gone, the fridge nearly empty, and rent overdue. Tonight, he made a choice that broke his heart. He would sell his tools to feed his kids. Before sunrise the next morning, Ethan walked to a local pawn shop he had passed many times, but never dared to enter. The owner, a quiet man with sharp eyes, looked at the tools and nodded. "Professional grade," he said. "What do you want for them?" Ethan shrugged. "Whatever helps feed my kids." The man offered $200, far below their value, but enough to buy groceries and pay the electric bill for a week. Ethan accepted without a word. That evening, he came home with groceries and a warm meal for his kids: chicken, potatoes, fruit. Maya lit up at the sight of grapes, and Lucas hugged his father so tight Ethan thought his heart would burst. They ate together in the small living room, and Lucas suggested they all sleep there near the space heater, like a camping trip. Ethan agreed, tucking them in under a big blanket, holding back tears. He had never felt poorer, and yet, for that one night, his children were safe, warm, and smiling. The next day, feeling restless and unsure of what to do with himself, Ethan wandered the neighborhood. As he passed a local church, he saw a few volunteers struggling to set up tables outside. A hand-painted sign read, "Community Repair Day, free help for seniors and veterans." They were having trouble with a generator. One woman called out, "You know anything about engines?" Ethan paused. "I used to." She smiled and handed him a wrench. He knelt beside the generator, rolled up his sleeves, and within 20 minutes, it was running again. People started coming over. Someone needed a broken wheelchair fixed, another had a leaky sink, and an old man had a lawnmower that wouldn't start. Ethan worked with only borrowed tools and muscle memory. He didn't ask for anything in return. He just fixed what he could and moved on to the next. Word spread quickly. One elderly man shook his hand and said, "You've got magic in those hands, son." Later that afternoon, the church pastor approached him. "You've done more in a few hours than most folks in days," he said. "We could use someone like you. It's not full-time, but we've got a small maintenance stipend here if you're interested." Ethan nodded slowly, a lump in his throat. It wasn't much, but it was something: regular, honest work, and a place that believed in him. He accepted on the spot. A few days later, he returned to the pawn shop, not to buy anything, just to say thank you. "You helped me feed my family," he told the owner. The man looked up and said, "Funny thing. A stranger came in just after you left. I told them your story, and they left this." He handed Ethan a sealed envelope with his name on it. Inside was a $1,000 in cash and a short handwritten note. "A man who gives up everything to feed his children is worth investing in. Use this to rebuild your tools, your work, your hope." Ethan stood there, frozen in disbelief. He didn't know who the stranger was, or why they had chosen to help him. But in that moment, something shifted. For the first time in a long while, he felt seen. He felt like maybe the world hadn't forgotten him. That night, as he tucked Maya and Lucas into bed, They asked if they could have grapes again tomorrow. He smiled, kissed their foreheads, and whispered, "We'll have a lot more than grapes soon. I promise."